Hey, so I just finished watching The Social Network, the movie. It's about Facebook, which everybody kind of knows about. Well, and its creation and people who created it, basically. The movie starts out in Harvard, and basically it starts out at a bar where the founder of Facebook, Zuckerberg, something, pardon me, is on a date with some girl, and I think they've been going out for a while. It's implied. And they're having a drink, and basically he just kind of acts like a dick the whole time, and she ends up calling him an asshole and breaks up with him. He goes home and posts something, fairly negative about her, something about animals, and then he proceeds to create a website to distract himself. The website is like Face Smash or something like that, and it's basically it rates girls in Harvard. It becomes hugely popular and it crashes the website, and that's kind of how it begins. So, in other words, he creates all these websites because he's pissed off that he got rejected. Eventually, he gets contacted by two wealthy brothers who actually compete in the Olympics later on. Not in the movie, but in life. Life is scary. No, and they ask him to help him make a website. He agrees, I guess you could say, and he basically then goes to his friend, asks for money, gets some money, and then he creates a website. But he does not let them know about it. That is the twins, the Olympic twins. And that sounds like they're superheroes. And Wonder Twins. Yeah. No, anyway, so they create the website, and it becomes hugely popular, and then they meet the guy from Napster. And basically the guy from Napster is kind of pisses off his best friend, the original founder of Facebook, and he pisses him off a little bit, and basically they move to California, but some of the people stay behind. Well, they basically they end up cheating the best friend out of his share of the stocks in the company, which pisses him off, understandably, and he ends up suing him, and that's kind of the fallback in the film. Eventually, the guy from Napster gets busted for cocaine or something, and it kind of ends similar to that, similar to the beginning, with a woman basically saying, "You're not an asshole. You're just trying really hard to be one." Which doesn't sound like a great ending, but if you watch it, it's a pretty negative film overall. What's interesting about it is you don't really think of Facebook as a business. At least I don't. I just think of it as kind of like, I don't know, an internet project. So it's interesting to think of it in that way. The other thing is that it's incredibly, I don't know, it's upsetting to think that these best friends in Harvard created this wonderful thing, and well, wonderful depends on your viewpoint, but this thing, and they end up just cheating each other out of money when they're making like billions of dollars. I mean, the company's like worth 22 billion, or no, I think that's how many subscribers they had, or not subscribers, how many people had Facebooks at that time. And I mean, tons of money though. And it's like they're fighting over, millions of dollars when they're dealing with billions of dollars, and it's just kind of sad to watch. And overall, it's a pretty sad movie. And when you come out of it, you're not feeling any better about yourself. You're not feeling any better about the website. One thing that I really like is that in the movie, they basically portray everybody, the main character, as this guy who's creating all these websites for friends to get connected, and but at the same time he's losing all his personal relationships, and he's like, it's like he's slowly getting his entire, I don't know, his entire actual life sucked out of him, and recreates it on Facebook. Oh, the last scene is the best though. He basically logs on to the internet, and remember the girl who rejected him I told you about in the very beginning? He goes on to her Facebook page and asked her to friend him. And the last like minute of it is he's just refreshing it, refreshing his computer, waiting for her to friend him back. It's the most sad scene in the entire movie, because I mean it's just, that's the sad, it's just, I don't know, tragic to me. I thought that they portrayed the twins a little. I mean, I'm not a big sympathizer for the twins' point, but I think that they portrayed them in general as stupider than they were. Also, I think that there's a lot of little things that I think they got inaccurate about the creation of Facebook, if I remember right. I remember a lot of people talking about this when it came out. But in general, it's a fairly accurate film. What else? Oh, the acting. Not great. I understand that they get a lot of acclaim for it, or they get some acclaim for it. They don't deserve it. Frankly, it wasn't good. It was mediocre. The camera shots, nothing special. The plot, frankly, the plot was pretty flat. I mean, if this movie was not about Facebook, I don't think I would have watched it. And if I had, I would have been like, why did I watch this? If this was about MySpace, I mean, just switch it around. If this was about MySpace, I don't think I would have watched this. It's a boring movie about businessmen screwing businessmen that are really just college students. That's what it gets down to. Rich college students, but it's basically friends fucking friends. And it's incredibly sad, and I don't know. I mean, it's like one of those things where I can't get past the point that, they're making all this money, and they could have, I mean, how they were splitting it seemed fair. They didn't need to screw the one guy out of it, the money. I mean, in general. They just didn't, They could have maybe rearranged the contract a little bit, but they could have asked about it. I mean, anyway. What else about the Facebook? Oh, that was my favorite scene, when they actually changed it from the Facebook to Facebook, because it's so simplistic. I don't know why companies always want to add the before things, or people in general, but it's always kind of, it makes it sound more awkward. What else? I guess there's not much else to talk about the Facebook or Facebook. I am glad they got rid of that stalker profile thing. That's kind of creepy. What's really weird is to think that Facebook probably won't be, it'll probably be like MySpace in like 4 or 5 years, I mean, everybody will like abandon their accounts, by like, kind of like how Twitter had a huge amount of people constantly logging onto it and tweeting about everything, and then it went through a phase where it died down a little bit, but now it's kind of back where it was. I don't know, that's kind of random, and I don't know how many people follow Twitter, but yeah, it was kind of like whenever people get Twitters, they like use it nonstop for like the first month, and then they kind of just drop it, which I understand, because Twitter's like annoying to do, and in general, I don't know, it's kind of like, it helps you every once in a while, but it's not as useful. It gets more credit than I think it deserves. Well, especially with the revolutions around the Middle East. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a significant help. It connects people, it gets information out to the Western media, and it's incredibly helpful. But I think the overall facts are on the ground that cause the revolts, or revolutions, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. I think that one thing that gets overlooked especially is the generational shift between the leaderships in these North African nations. Mubarak, the leader in Tunisia, you know, Libya, they all of them are, they all kind of came to power, not at the same time, but they're all of the same almost generation. You know, they're all around 70 to 80 years old. And what that means is that they're getting ready to transfer power to either a selected son or another dictator. And this is a traditionally, this is where, if there's going to be a revolt against a formation of a monarchy, it is where it happens. It's why in North Korea, whenever they transition between the various, you know, Kims, I guess is what you say, they have major military displays, basically to show everybody, you know, who's in charge. I mean, economics can't be overlooked too, but those are my personal feelings. I mean, having said that, I don't want to undercut that Facebook was helpful. I just think that, you know, you watch media and they're like, "Ooh, it's a big thing, and we made this shit happen. It looks like my arms are just coming out of the walls. Ooh, sideways. No, ooh, now that one you could see the shadow." But yeah. Anyway, I think that is it for this video. In conclusion, I'd say that if you are a big fan of The Social Network or Facebook, check out The Social Network. If you are a marginal user, or if you don't want to see a bad or mediocre movie, don't see it. Basically, if you want to see a movie about Facebook, go see it. If you don't want to see a movie about Facebook, don't see it. Because otherwise, I don't think it has anything else going for it, frankly. I mean, I'd probably give it a 2 out of 10. 10 being best. I did not like this movie. Also, if you're going to see a movie about Facebook, you should see Catfish. It's more compelling and a hell of a lot creepier, in my opinion. Anyway, that's basically it. So, have a great day. Bye.